Hello, my name is Deidre Loudon, and I will be presenting a lesson for an 8th grade language arts class with EL accommodations. And we will be focusing on plot setting and sequence. In this particular lesson, we will be discussing sequence of events and creating a summary using graphic organizer after choral reading the events of the story. My students are currently reading a story called The End of Lost Time, which is a frame story. That is a story within a story within a story, much like The Princess Bride. And in this lesson, we will be creating a graphic organizer based on the story of a samurai and then a summary based on those events. As I mentioned, we will be focusing on sequence and summary. A sequence is the following of one thing after another, and a summary is a brief statement or account of the main points of something. And again, this is the story of the samurai. The Common Core standards that I used were to produce clear and coherent writing, with guidance and support from peers and adults, develop and strengthen writing as needed by planning and revising editing, and determine a theme or central idea of a text and analyze its development over the course of the text. I also used English language development standards on the intermediate level for EL students, and this was to produce English phonemes while reading aloud, recognize sounds, symbols, and relationships, use more complex vocabulary and sentences, recognize simple antonyms, and create coherent paragraphs. The goals and objectives for this lesson were to, students will create a summary using key details, students will analyze details, students will analyze the relevance of the setting, and students will brainstorm using a graphic organizer, rating the sequence of events for its importance, and writing a 3-place summary. Okay, this is a copy of our graphic organizer, and we focused on the last story and the bottom set of events, which was for the samurai. And as we read, we would stop and write down the sequence of events. The accommodations that I used was choral reading, and students will work with teachers in small groups to complete the graphic organizer and discuss the sequence of events, and students will be given sentence frames to help with the creation of their summary. Here is an example of our sentence frames. This was based on who, where, what, and what. So who they were, where they were going, what they were doing, and what happened to them. And then who the characters were, why they were doing it, where they were going, and what they were doing. And we used these to help build our sentences. We would fill these in and then write our sentences. Here's an example of a student summary. This student needed the extra guidance, and we used the sentence frames together in a small group, and they rewrote their summary based on the sentence frames that we had, and were able to create a more concise and appropriate summary based upon the standards. This next one is a copy of a student who used the sentence frames and were able to create a more formal and appropriate summary based on the information and the sentence frames that were used. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed my lesson, and it was very helpful. Have a good night.